IB Biology, Topic 3.2, Chromosomes, Point 6. Diploid nuclei have pairs of homologous chromosomes. In this video, we'll be looking at diploid versus haploid, as well as some advantages of having pairs of homologous chromosomes. Our first point is that a diploid nucleus has 2 chromosomes of each type. And this means that there are 2 full sets, and in humans we have 46 total. So there are 23 pairs. So 23 chromosomes, each has a pair. There's 2 full sets of 23, so 46. When 2 haploid gametes fuse together, they create a zygote with a diploid nucleus. Here we can see the difference between haploid and diploid. As we know from the title of this topic, diploid means that they have pairs. And these are pairs of chromosomes. Haploid, on the other hand, do not have pairs. So when we're talking about 2 haploid gametes fusing together, we can visualize this by looking at 2 sets of chromosomes that will fuse together to create one set, and each of these sets will have a half of the total of chromosomes that the final diploid nucleus will have. So this will have the entire set of chromosomes from both haploid gametes. And a gamete is a sex cell. So during sexual reproduction, we create these gametes. Each of the gametes will have a half of the total of chromosomes. So from the father and the mother, we will get a total of 23 chromosomes in this gamete, this sex cell. And during sexual reproduction, these 2 will fuse together to create the zygote, and this zygote has the total of 46. When the zygote begins dividing, it divides by mitosis. And this means that it will produce a copy of all of these chromosomes before dividing, so that both daughter cells have 2 full sets. So this is the 23 times 2, meaning the 46 chromosomes in total. And this means that a diploid zygote, while dividing, will produce 2 diploid daughter cells. Or rather, 2 daughter cells with diploid nuclei. One very important thing to remember is that diploid nuclei do not have copies of genes of sex chromosomes. So while a diploid nucleus will have 2 copies of chromosome number 1, because there's chromosome number 1 plus its pair, and this will go down all the way to number 22. But once we get to number 23, our sex chromosome, so either XY or XX, you have one chromosome from the mother and one chromosome from the father in both cases. And so you do not store two, let's say, X chromosomes from your mother plus two Y chromosomes from your father if you're a boy. You don't store two X chromosomes from your mother and two X chromosomes from your father if you're a girl. You will only have one of each. And this means that you do not have the pairs of the sex chromosomes. So here, diploid nuclei do not have copies of genes of sex chromosomes. And lastly, we'll be looking at the advantages of having two copies. The first advantage is that the effects of harmful recessive alleles can be avoided if a dominant allele is present. Organisms are also more vigorous if they have two different alleles. So organisms are more vigorous if they have two different alleles. This point is called hybrid vigor. And this is the reason for strong growth. So this is the reason for strong growth of F1 hybrid crop plants. And here F1 is simply the first generation of offspring.